Everybody, welcome to another episode of Invicta Specs with John the Phone Guy. Today we have the Bolt Zeus Punisher. This is model 27786. This is number 299 of 3000. This is a 53 millimeter watch, 20 atmosphere, 200 meter, 660 feet with the flame fusion crystal. This is the Ronda Z60 movement, which takes the 395 battery, approximately 4 years of battery life, and standard deviation in time is between -10 and +20 seconds per month. And this is on a silicone strap. And so with that, we'll kind of get right into, we'll start with the strap here. So you've got a full silicone strap. It's very flexible, very comfortable. It has the contour tip on it so that it stays up against the strap once you have it on. It's got obviously the double keepers. I do love the cabling that they did on this, alternating from a black to a stainless steel. This is a Zeus, even though it is the variation, I call it the winged variation, because there are no cables. It just has the Invicta wing logo on the side, and it also has a portion of it on the other side over here as well. And of course you've got, everything else is pretty much the same. Like I said, you've got the dual keepers, you've got the back on this, which is, I have it upside down. So you've got Bolt Zeus, the Marvel, all smeared. Let's see if I can't do a little better job. Sorry about that. 1 second. All right, there we go. I apologize. I forgot this one is not a painted on. This is an etched in. So it pilled up all of the cloth that I normally use, so my apologies on that. Should have paid more attention, but basically you can see you got the Marvel Invicta limited edition and $299 to 3000, and then all the other normal pieces of information. Man, I got fuzz all over the place. Sorry about that. This is a screw down crown, but this is a non-screw function pusher. So these are free floating. And of course we've got the unidirectional bezel with the cable on it. And screw down crown. And we can adjust. I left the date off so that I could adjust it. So, you just turn it that way. Then obviously turn the time to adjust accordingly, and then screw it back down. So with that, we'll kind of really get into the details of the Punisher. You can see the 4-tooth logo at the 12 o'clock, which is actually, if you can see, it's actually inset inside the rehaut. They actually notched it out to fit it in there perfectly. I love the detail on that. And then you've got the 6-tooth variation at the end of the chronograph, second hand. You've got this dagger going from the 2 to the 7 with the yellow arrow pointing to your day of the week. Of course, you have your constant running seconds up here between the 2 and the 3. Being that it's a Z60, your 30-minute chronograph timer is here. Your day of the week is done in a cylinder revolver style. I love the detailing on that. And sorry, let's see if we can't. Went a little too quick there. Of course, you got a really defined long rehaut here. You got the bullet markers for the hour markers on here. Of course, you've got even the Punisher logo on the dagger. I love the way they did a brushed on the body of it, but then where you would normally see that it would be the sharpened edge has a polished look like you would get with an actual knife. I love the details on this. Probably more just based on the way it looks, more like a throwing knife than you would find from like a regular knife, and all of that. I apologize, I got fuzz all over this thing, so that's my fault, not theirs. Of course, you've got tritonite on the markers and on the hour hands. So, and then we'll kind of just give the chronograph a quick run. So you can see we're running the chronograph now, and then this would be your stop, then obviously your reset and all of that. So I even like the way they did this, so everything is kind of offset just based on where they had to put everything to make it still workable and easy to see. Of course, with the hour marker being at the 2, it kind of covers the second hand, but not a whole lot. So you know, definitely a Zeus. I always love the high polished blacks that they do on this. It's kind of this inky black, and then you've got the touches of chrome in here, stainless steel. So just a unique looking piece. These little cable bolsters in the strap, and of course obviously on the 9 o'clock side you've got the Invicta wing logo in like a semi-distressed look. So just a very different way of interpreting this. I have seen other Bolt Zeus that has the wing logo that's not of the Marvel collection, so there is at least one other variation that I've seen out there. But with that, we'll kind of dive right into the main numbers here. So, all right, so I get 53.9, 20.8 on the thickness. The lug span, I'm going to go right off those little bolts right there, 39. The strap goes down to a 25.1. Thickness on this, 3.4. And then I'm going to measure the lug right centered up on these, just from a perspective point of view, 49.5. So a good wearing watch. The silicone is nice because it makes it not so heavy. I'm figuring it's probably going to be around 9-10. So 9.3 ounces on the weight, which is not bad considering normally a Zeus, just because of the thickness of the case this way, makes it a pretty heavy watch. But in general, this is a very wearable watch. I'll just kind of show it to you sitting there, so you can see that there's quite a variety of wrist sizes because of the way that this is a very easy small taper on the lug. I'll kind of show it to you so that it'll fit a wide, and of course, you know, with the silicone you get quite a bit of a bend, so it's pretty comfortable. I have about a 7-inch wrist, so for me I'm about on notch 3 if I want it somewhat snug. Probably notch 4 is where I would wear it generally. A little bit looser, but here in Atlanta with humidity, and if I'm out walking or exercising, you know, you'll kind of get that little bit of a swell, and I like something just a little bit looser. It's just more comfortable for me. So that's kind of the perspective on the wrist right there. And but I'd say, you know, considering how big this is, I mean, you know, you've got a pretty good, you just will take a fairly large wrist, you know, from a perspective standpoint. So, but, you know, all in all, and, you know, as you can see on the dial face, it's a very, I won't say plain, but there's no mother of pearls or anything different like that. just a matte finish, which I think really works with the motif of what this watch is trying to capture. I think just the details of the revolver cylinder and the knife and all of that is really what sets this watch apart. And I almost forgot, we want to call this like 1.5 millimeter on the cable. So just for perspective on that, since I have measured another cable before. And so with that, we have the Bolt Zeus Punisher model 27866. And with that, I want to give a few shout outs to friends of mine. So I want to give a shout out to Smitten by Invicta on Instagram, Women's Fashion, and Invicta Watches. And I want to give a shout out to Trap Vision 3D and The Lifestyle on YouTube. And I want to give a shout out to Tommy Big Time on YouTube. I want to give another shout out to Meat and I on YouTube. And give a shout out to D&Q Experience on YouTube. And give a shout out to Tony Woe and his YouTube channel. And as always, want to mention ShopHQ and InvictaStores.com, where we do most of our shopping. Shout out to Facebook, Invictaholics, Invictacruisers, InvictaVets. And as always, if you enjoy this video or any others, please subscribe and hit the bell. And with that, I say enjoy your Invicta watches, and I hope to see you next time on Invicta Specs. Take care.